Hey everyone, welcome to Bugsmashers. I'm your host, Mark Abent. I'm here to show you some fun bugs. Bugsmashers! Hey everyone, we're here in my fun little multiplayer test map in my favorite ship, the Cutlass. Yeah! And I have a buddy who is also myself, because why not play on the same server as me? It's awesome. So I'm flying up there, and I'm also behind here, because let's make things confusing. And as you can see, his UI is on. Whoa! I love random asset bugs. So his UI is on, everything's cool. I'm now gonna go run over, get inside of the turret. Remember, when you sip coffee, pinky up. And you gotta make sure you spill it. All right, so this guy's in the turret, he's going pew, 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 having the time of his life. His UI is on, everything's dandy, and he decides to exit. When the exit happens, his UI goes off, and unfortunately, it turns off the pilot's UI. Ew, crap. So, not fun, especially since people are gonna get in and out of seats in a multi-crew ship, and we don't want random screens turning off because the guy in the back got out of his turret. What's happening? Well, a long time ago, we made a decision when we were writing the SC item framework. We forgot to take into account a few things. Oops. Basically, we have these controllers, and we have items, and we have the good old players. Players take control of controllers, which then take subsequent control items. So the player will take control of the weapon controller, which will then take control of some weapons. Well, in the case of the UI screens, the player is taking control of his dashboard, and the dashboard will observe other things so that it could promptly display them on the UI. Unfortunately, when you have two dashboards, they kind of interfere with each other because the UI for turning on and off stuff is actually handled by the controllers themselves. So say we have an energy controller which controls power. We have two dashboards and they both want to watch it. Unfortunately, the dashboard will, let's see, let's go to screen online. Let's go to that magical function. Aha. Anytime the screen decides, or the dashboard to say, I need to turn off something or anything like that, it will actually go to the controller and tell it to turn on or off. So what that means, if this guy, the dashboard, has power loss or the user turns off all the screens, it will go to the energy controller and turn that off, which turns off this guy's UI because the controller itself has the UI. What we need to do instead is make the dashboards control that aspect, because all they want to know is the information on the energy controller. They don't care if it's if that thing has controlled the UI on or off. So we need to separate a bunch of fun code. So here is the awesome controllers, energy, weapon, you name it. It's basically, this is the base class. And anytime, here it is, we have this UI state that gets toggled whenever it gets turned on, or if it gets attached. This updates all the UI states. Now, we don't actually want this to do any of that, so we're going to use the good old magic delete key. Delete everything. There we go. Deleted the magic functions. So we'll delete this guy because we don't want him to control any more magical UI. He has no control of UI. But now we need to make the dashboard take sole priority of all these things. So we basically got to find all that area that we ripped out. So the first part is here. We don't need the controllers to turn everything on. We need to do it ourselves. So what we're going to do, I have this handy dandy code right here, already pre-made because I am lazy. What this does is it will get all the active screens that are on the dashboard, which is currently showing up, and it will toggle the power state based on what the dashboard says it should be. So the UI is now controlled by the dashboard. So if this guy turns it off, we need to make sure only his stuff turns off. And that's what this beautiful thing does right here. And let's see where else we have to change. Should be, more errors. So since we're getting rid of this part, this is where we create our screens, and we already know if we're online. So we might as well pass this on to the screen. So when we're creating the screens, if the dashboard's already online, we need to make sure those screens are also online. So we need to make all of these lovely things have that same information. Let's go to that lovely function. There it is. Haha. So we are online, pass it through our awesome C++ Lambda, and then pass it where we do our register view. Shazam. All right, what else calls create view? This guy. We need to see if we are also online. I think that's all. Yeah, we'll just copy this guy. Where did I put you? There we go. So there. So now, let's make sure we have all the compile. We don't need this anymore. All right, let's compile. So what we have done is the dashboard has its own online power state. We only need it to control the UI screens themselves and not the controllers. So that way they can be, I mean, it's like, I have my desktop right here. I have 3 monitors, and if I turn them on and off, I expect only mine to turn off and not Hosmer's back there. So compile all the things. All right, we are back after compiling, and I got my pilot in the seat and my co-pilot in the back. Let's see, his magical, whoa, UI is still on. And now I'm gonna enter the turret. Coffee. Shazam. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna turn off the power. Then I'm gonna exit, because why not? Go back to the other guy and check it out. The UI is still on. Magical. And this guy slowly gets out of the seat. Whee! And check it out, his UI is still on. Everything is awesome. There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. So we had a little fun multiplayer bug there where, kind of like when you used to play an N64 and you were playing on that big old television screen, multiplayer split screen, you turn off the screen, everyone's screen turns off. Not good, especially since what you see shouldn't be what the other guy sees. So fixed up the code so the dashboard on this side and the dashboard on this side are independent of each other, so whatever you turn on here won't affect this guy over here, and that will make sure that the pilot can fly and the guy in the turret could get in and out without causing havoc across the ship. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.